Hey, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well on today as we get into some motivation on the go with Shay. I hope your day has been going well thus far. For those of you who may be catching this on the replay, I hope your day did go well. All right. Because believe it or not, there is an adversary who wants our days to be horrible. Okay. There is an adversary who, if he has it his way, he'll employ all types of tactics to cause us to have a bad day. You know, an enemy has a way of manipulating us into sabotaging our own selves, y'all. And we can cause ourselves to have a bad day. So I encourage everyone to continue to solidify their relationship with the Creator. Draw closer to God, y'all, and watch how much He draws closer to you. All right. I say this repetitiously because God has done so many things in my life. I don't think I could ever stress how much God has done for me. I've said it a million times. The darkness wanted to consume me and tried in so many various ways to do such that. But I turned and seeked God as a refuge. And in doing that, I told God, hey, I'm handing over control to you. So instead of the enemy fighting me directly, that enemy started fighting my protector. All right. That enemy started protecting angelic forces that protect me and my family. So I'm here to tell you on today that you can get that same type of treatment. All right. It is very much possible that adversary wants us to lose everything. That adversary has one goal, that's to kill, steal, and destroy in no direct order. All right. So be mindful that you have more control over your life than you think. You just need to get into alignment with the Creator. You need to gain discernment so we make better choices. All right. Because that adversary gets right into our mind, honey. Comes in with all types of games and all of that. And the next thing you know, you're so confused because that adversary is the author of confusion. But the only way to clear that up and to have that veil removed is to join forces with the Creator. All right. That way you can get that adversary and those demonic forces right on up under your feet or right on behind you where they need to be. All right. Motivation on the go with myself on today. Y'all, I don't think people understand this. Friends don't become enemies. Real friends, true friends don't become enemies. Because if you knew the definition of a friend, that's why we shouldn't throw the term around so loosely. Because a lot of times, y'all, it's the people who we've at one point in time in our lives called a friend who betrayed us, played us, tricked us, lied to us. So, was that truly your friend? What does the Bible say? The Bible puts a lot of emphasis on friend or friendship. The Bible says that true friendship involves loyalty, love, honesty, even when it's difficult. A true friend is still going to come through, still be able to accept accountability, even when things are difficult. That's why the Bible highlights the importance of choosing friends wisely and avoiding those who lead to bad influences, y'all. The Bible presents friendship as a valuable aspect of life, and it gives examples of strong, lasting bonds, and calls for us to cultivate such friendships. All right. Friends are described as those who stick by you through thick and thin, offering support and encouragement. Proverbs 17:17 states, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So, again, we throw that term friend around so loosely, thinking someone is our friend. And then we end up finding out that everything in due time is exposed, and that was never your friend. And you'll find out that in a lot of cases an enemy was able to shield themselves, or should I say cloak themselves, so that they appeared to be a friend. And if we don't have that proper connection with God, we lack discernment. We don't know that. And so we carry on calling someone our friend when they really aren't. Y'all, true friends never become an enemy. But the truth brings, or should I say, the truth shines a light, exposing what's in the darkness. And what will happen is people who were undercover enemies pretending to be your friends eventually are revealed. That's what that means. True friends are willing to speak the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it's uncomfortable, we're going to have those conversations because what? A true friend, or should I say a true friendship, it involves loyalty. All right. It involves honesty, although very difficult. It doesn't matter how hard things get, how uncomfortable things get, you're going to be able to work your way through it. Proverbs 27:6 says, wounds from a friend can be trusted, but an enemy multiplies kisses. Y'all, the Bible puts so much emphasis on what a real friendship is. That's why the Bible warns us against associating with those who lead to those bad influences or destructive behaviors. There's so many people that have such a negative impact. Their influences are horrible, and you call them a friend. You think you can trust them? That old saying is, what you see a person do to someone else, they will turn around and do to you. You are not the exception, but we're so blinded, right? We want to lean on our own understanding. And a lot of times we end up getting messed up in those situations, don't we? Friendship should be a source of joy and support where you are building each other up. You are uplifting one another. First Thessalonians encourages us to encourage one another and build each other up. All right. Think about David and Jonathan in the scriptures. That was a strong relationship, honey. Jesus and his disciples. The Bible presents friendships as a valuable gift that requires wisdom in choosing friends. And then you want to nurture those relationships with love, loyalty, and honesty. That friend of yours did not turn into an enemy. What's done in the dark comes to the light. And what happened is it was revealed that friend you were calling a friend was an enemy all along, because that's not how a true friend operates. A true friend isn't plotting, scheming, lying, pulling you into all types of situations that could ruin your reputation. Have people looking at you sideways. A true friend won't put you in those predicaments. But a frenemy, someone pretending to be your friend, as long as they can remain hidden, they are the ones who act like that. All right. Proverbs 17:17, y'all. A true friend shows love no matter what. Listen, a true friend shows love no matter what. Yeah, I may get mad at you. Yeah, you may disappoint me. Yeah, you may, just do all types of things that make me feel some type of a way. But we're going to talk about it. I'm not going to hold it against you forever. Not if you're my true friend. We have to stop throwing that term around, y'all. A lot of times we're sitting right here taking this advice from a frenemy. Of only a friend is not going to give you wayward advice. A friend is not going to lead you down a path of destruction. That's not a true friend. But when we lack discernment and we're leaning on our own understanding, oh, that's my homie, that's my home girl, we'll forfeit real friendships and relationships to appease people who are truly frenemies because we're misguided. We don't see what's going on. I remember warning somebody once before that, a group that they were running with or friends they were running with, I was like, these people mean you no good. I mean, I just felt it down to my core. I didn't have any solidified evidence. I didn't have proof, but I felt it to my soul that a loved one of mine was entertaining people that truly was not friends of theirs. But people aren't going to always listen, y'all. People don't always listen. And again, I didn't have, hardcore evidence at the time. I may have it now, but I didn't have it at the time. But then again, I didn't realize who I was back at that time either. Who would have known that it turned out that I was completely correct. Okay. I will never forget. You see, and God will use us to sit warnings. When you have discernment, you'll see things that people lacking discernment don't see. And I remember seeing that somebody was just as wicked, honey. I remember seeing Jezebel just as clear as day and warning my loved one. But since they lacked discernment, they didn't listen. Okay. A true friend is loyal, kind, courteous. They love at all times. They want to see you do well, they want to see you thrive. Okay. They're not going to get you into situations that could, in some cases, cost you your life. What true friend is going to involve you in something that can cost you your life? No true friend will do that, y'all. But I tell you one thing, a friend of me will. Okay. Again, friends do not turn into enemies. What happens is, as the light is shined on to the darkness, things are revealed, things become illuminated. And it'll turn out that you may have been entertaining people who were enemies all along. Okay. You just didn't know it. A true friend gives heartfelt advice. They bring joy to your heart. This is a proverb. I'm reading some of these things to you out of the book of Proverbs, y'all. There's a reason why God gives us so much guidance and insight via the scriptures, because it truly does help us. So many of us have caused all types of injuries to ourselves because we didn't have that discernment. And we're thinking now, oh my gosh, my friend turned on me. No, that was never your friend. A true friend sticks with you through thick and thin. How do I know? Because I have some true friends, honey. People who I've gone through some things with, but we've still talked it out. We've hashed it out. We've chose to love and forgive, but I'm very particular about who I truly call my friend as well. Life has taught me some things. And one thing that life has taught me is that I can't call everybody my friend. Everybody's not my friend. Everybody doesn't mean me well. And before God lifted the veil off of my eyes, I called quite a few people friends. You know, I thought quite a few people, I'm sorry, were down for me, loved me, you know. And I did feel some type of a way when it turns out that that wasn't the case, only to find out, well, Shay, that was never your friend from the beginning. And then, you go and you sit and you look back on things. And as you recall, events from the past, they start to add up. Oh my gosh, this person was never my friend. Because a lot of times, y'all, there are signs there. A lot of times there are red flags. Just because you are being a true friend to someone doesn't mean that they are being a true friend to you. And we often overlook things. We overlook their offenses, and we continue on being there for them, trusting them, loving them, helping them, guiding them. We continue to do that. But once God gives us that gift of discernment, you'll see things for what they truly are. And it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, y'all. I'm sure many of you could probably attest to that. But yeah, y'all, the truth of the matter is, a true friend does not turn into your enemy. They were never your real friend to start. You need the word. You need to go to the word and see what God says a true friend is. And there's just certain things that a true friend, someone who loves you, respects you, honey, there's certain things that they're not going to do. I've had people do things to me that I probably wanted to flip over a few tables on them, to be honest with you. But I don't even have it in me. I'm a real friend to all of my friends, to be honest with you. If you were to speak to my friends, they all consider me a best friend. I'm the best friend to all my friends. You know why? I was raised different. My mom instilled love and God in us. So it was just something that I couldn't even get away from, to the point where I did keep people on my team who I truly thought were friends, only to find out that they weren't. Again, with red flags there, y'all. We just tend to want to give people the benefit of the doubt. We want to see the good in people. But again, we can cause so many injuries to self when we do that, y'all. Motivation on the go with Shay on today. Your friend didn't turn into an enemy, sweetheart. You just were blinded. Don't beat yourself up about it. You didn't do anything wrong. What if I were to tell you that the wrong person plays on your heartstrings more than anybody else? And that's something. Let me say that again. The wrong person, people with the wrong intentions, baby, they play on those heartstrings because they know they can. They'll manipulate you. They'll gaslight you. Trust me, been there before. So it's not your fault. But once you realize, just take things at face value for what they are. Pray to God to help you deal with it and heal through whatever it is that you may have gone through. Because I'm going to tell you, you're not going to go through betrayals with friends or people who, quote unquote, love you to death. That's not how that works. But people who have some type of an underlying issue, people who have that adversary running throughout their blood, honey, that can be very convincing. People use charm to get close to us. They say all the right things. People have you, oh yeah, man, that's my girl right there, man. That's my boy. Oh my gosh, I love him. Oh my gosh, I love her. But if you lack discernment, you could be literally wrapping your hands or your arms around a serpent that's just waiting for the right moment to attack. Motivation on the go with Shay, y'all. All right. Lock in with discernment. It will do you some good. I promise you that. And you won't feel so bad when the enemy is revealed. You won't feel bad when when you're aware of what it is. Don't you feel bad when you find out that, oh my gosh, you know, um I just can't believe this or that went on because they were my friend. They were my best friend. No, they weren't your best friend. And this could even, stem beyond, friendship. You can be in a relationship with the enemy, honey. This is spiritual. All right. When Satan can't get to you directly, he will use those around us in various ways to get to us. Try to draw us out of character, cause us to lash out, and furthermore. All right, y'all. Lock in with God, gain you some discernment so that you're not always disappointed. You won't be disappointed when you know what true friendship is, what a true friend is, what it truly means, what it truly entails. A true friend, again, they're loyal. A true friend is going to love at all times. All right. A true friend isn't doing things underhandedly. A true friend isn't jealous of you. All right. A true friend isn't going to help you try to ruin your life. A true friend isn't helping you conjure up ways to do bad things. No, but that adversary, all right, an enemy that's posing as a friend will do that. Motivation on the go with Shay today, y'all. Get you some discernment, y'all. Lock in with God. We got to chop down those circles, okay? Remember, it's not about the quantity of people you have in your circle, honey. It's the quality. Bad association ruins useful habits. I don't care how good you are, how much you're striving to be pleasing to God. You go hang around a lot of people who don't have that same desire. Next thing you know, you're going to be doing what they are doing. That's scriptural, y'all, and it's a message. If you didn't get a chance to hit the like button coming in, do me a favor and hit it on your way out. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Peace out. Bye bye.